Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening in replay. Always look forward to doing these episodes over at the vault. This is episode 249, Death of the Trucker Story. So appreciate everybody for tuning in live or listening to replay. Always appreciate you all. Feel free to type into the chat. Everybody that types into the chat live or listens, just feel free to type into the chat where you're listening from. If you're listening to the replay, feel free to always type back into the chat, where you're listening from, so people can see, that we have a broad audience, and for us to always know, where we need to do future workshops and things of that nature. So appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay. This is episode 249, Death of the Trucker Story. This is a very important episode because right now we are seeing at the vault a transition happening. We've seen this for about 2 to 3 years, but actually over the past 3 to 6 months, actually being on the road because of the production lines changing, but there is still a demand for truck driving. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing a exodus of truck drivers enrolling in trustee training. People that they knew that they thought they had a pretty secure position, not necessarily working for other people as a trucker, but they thought that they were secure because they see Amazon, they see that they can do those things, but they already know they're taking a pay cut when they work for Amazon. There are more truck drivers that have CDLs that are working for Amazon and have taken a pay cut. You don't need a CDL to drive a Sprinter truck. So they have a CDLs and they're driving a Sprinter truck. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing an exodus of actual truckers, people that are on the road, 18-wheelers. They get consultations. Not only do they get consultations, they actually make it a point to enroll in the trustee training. Appreciate Mississippi for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate Mississippi for tuning in live, listening to replay. An exodus of people leaving that industry and saying that, hey, if we are going to stay over here, we need to invest in this field because it's changing right now. So, we told them, hey, we're doing an episode specifically for the truckers because this is something, ladies and gentlemen, that you all have seen, but you may not have seen in your lifetime. So there's a position at a bank that most people are aware of, may or may not be aware of, that has left the banking system. It's called a teller. Most people are doing banking through the internet. Most people are doing banking through the drive-through right now. A lot of people are not going inside the bank anymore. But people are very familiar with what's called an automatic teller machine. So, ladies and gentlemen, the truckers, they're identifying with the facts that the trucks are being automated. And being on the road so much as we are, we can literally see that the truckers are who's on the road. But what happens when the businesses are going to transition first into automated machines? The businesses, not the everyday consumer. The everyday consumer benefits from what businesses produce in mass so it can be in less quantity, less cost to the consumer. It's like cell phones. Who had cell phones first? They were business purposes first. Now they're for the consumer. Now children have cell phones. Children didn't always have cell phones. Business people had cell phones. Then the everyday consumer had a cell phone. Well, guess what? Automatic cars are going to start with these truckers. They're already testing these automatic cars. Who else is testing out these automatic cars outside of truckers? We're going to pivot real quick. Guess what? Car rental companies are going to push electric vehicles. They're going to push electric vehicles at these rental car companies. Why not? What benefit does it have them to keep people in a position where they have to continue to allow people to bring the car back half full? They might as well just have a contract with Tesla. Tesla stock has gone out the roof. Has this company ever made a dime? They say they're still operating in the negative. So let's get back to the truckers, the ones that are getting ready to get put out of business. It's the depth of the trucker story today. It's the fact that these people are transitioning right now. They're losing their jobs, and they're going to continue to lose their jobs over the next 5 to 10 years, 20 years. You won't see truckers driving trucks anymore. People say, well, there's still tellers at the bank. But what do you use right now? Through times of pandemics, through different times, what do people use? People want the automation. They want the technology. What do you think is going to drive the company's cost up? Employees, union workers? Or is it going to be the fact that they actually have automated their vehicles? That they've automated their entire fleet. Not just to electric gas friendly vehicles. Because we already know that the government wants the companies to go green friendly, green deal status. That's not going to happen. They're going to piss their friends off that they have oil deals with. But when they go to full electric and then autonomous trucks, what happens when your skill set is outdated, ladies and gentlemen? See, this is an easy story for you in other fields. What happens when your skill set is no longer needed at the company because they have an automated position there? They have automated tellers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the age of machine learning. We're in the age of AI. But you didn't warn your friends, your families that are truckers. They're not even investing in autonomous vehicles. That is the easiest place to see where AI and machine learning and any type of computer programming position, you can be replaced. Americans have seen that in customer service industry. Oh, really? They didn't replace you with automated machines in customer service. They replaced you with cheaper labor in India, in the Philippines. That's what they did in these third world countries. That the internet's there now. Well, all they got to do is give them a script. And if they can't answer your question, they give you to the supervisor. Or they'll hang up the phone on you. But the depth of the trucker story is going to be the one that takes out a lot of Americans right now. And we've had trustees come through that have had trucking companies that are truckers in general. And they already know the deal. The industry is changing. They're investing now in autonomous vehicles. Vehicles that don't need a trucker other there than to supervise. The trucks are going to stay on the road longer, ladies and gentlemen. It's over for truckers. If you can't, this is what makes you a good trustee. When the trustees are listening, what makes you a good trustee is you're able to look out into the future 3, 4, 5, 10 years in advance and say, we need to get in front of this wave. It's called the tsunami. You guys want to tickle your fancy today? Go on the internet and watch what a tsunami looks like. Go on YouTube and watch what a tsunami does. See, tsunamis are real gradual. But when they come, they don't stop for a while. They redistribute everything in that local economy. The businesses get destroyed. The people's livelihood gets destroyed. There's death and destruction to animals and wildlife and vegetation. And the depth of the trucker story is the same exact thing. Their industry is being drastically changed. These people don't know how to ride on one side of the road. They're going to designate a lane for these people. Get in front of it with the Green Deal. Get in front of it. Get in front of this wave. Because it's upon us. The truck drivers are done. So what? You can make money for the next 3 years. What happens when the 5th year comes out and some local politician wants to endorse the entire autonomous program and says we're going to destroy companies that utilize petrol in manned vehicles because they're a hazard? Did you know as a trucker they are creating They are creating legislation to say that there are more truck drivers that have accidents than the autonomous vehicle. They're creating legislation. That means law. They're creating law for you as a truck driver. To say that, well, you're a man or a woman. You can't drive more than 50 hours or a certain amount of hours. You got to pull over and take a rest. We need autonomous vehicles because guess what? Autonomous vehicles can't get paid off to do illegal stuff carrying their loads. You don't think these type of legislations are going to get passed in the next 5 to 10, 20 years? They did for ATMs. Why do you think they're trying to push online banking? To minimize fraud. They're going to minimize illegal activities with these trucks going in and out of the country and around the country, carrying illegal packages. Why do you think they have weigh stations on the road? In certain cities, in certain states. You think they don't have enough data to know what states are having more illegal seizures than others? This is how a senior trustee thinks. When they can see into the future, you can peer into the future and see that automated vehicles are going to destroy and redistribute wealth in the trucking industry alone. Wow. Now you think about this. Where does trucking start on a supply chain? When it leaves the manufacturer. Commodities. Commodities go to the manufacturer. The manufacturer goes to the wholesaler. The wholesaler goes to the retailer. The retailer goes to the consumer. Do you see in each part of that distribution chain how there are truckers involved in that? And it doesn't matter where the trucker is replaced. The automated truck is going to cut costs, increase efficiency, and this is the marketing plan of the truck companies. Now, if you can't catch a clue and look into that, some people say, oh, Trust Christian, should we play the long game and just invest in these companies right now? No need to play the long game. No need to play the long game. It's happening in front of your eyes right now. There is no long game with the trucking. Do you hear the distribution chain? Commodity, manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer. Somewhere in the distribution chain, more and more people are going to say, we need to cut cost and increase efficiency. Trucking is over. See, guess what they did? They thought they were slick and they were going to go drive Sprinter trucks or Amazon right now. That's what they thought they were going to do. Well, guess what? Amazon is a mammoth. Do you know what mammoths look like? They're a mammoth. They're one of the big great white whales. And guess what? They love technology at Amazon. If they could eliminate truckers tomorrow and just do drone drop-offs, they will. You think they're not going to get manned automated vehicles? You all are seeing the wave of automated vehicles, and guess where they're going to start first? They're not going to start with your rinky-dink cars. They're going to start with businesses. It's like the BlackBerry back in the day. Some people are too young to even know what a BlackBerry is. They're going to start out with businesses. The military. They're just going to have manned vehicles. All they do is sit in there and monitor the machine from not messing up. And guess what? Data analytics companies are going to inject their sales pitches to these companies more and more every single day. They're going to collect data on the drivers, and the drivers are going to become obsolete. They won't need a driver for your Amazon Prime delivery drop ship the next day, 2-day ship. Because humans get sick and they need to take days off for a family vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate sharing with you all this story, the death of the trucker story, because it's a real story. And we're seeing them transition right now. But are you in the field and truly transitioning? That's what we see going on right now. The business is changing every single day. So we appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay, but at least informing your friends and your family. Shout out To everybody that tuned in live, feel free to reach out Christian at Trust Christian if you're a trucker and you want a consultation, or if you just want a consultation in general, feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you all. Peace.